We now return to Let's Play Zeus. Population of 100 people. I think it's time to build ourselves some food, because we've got quite a few people, and they kind of need stuff to do with themselves. So, I'm going to pause this for a minute. What I was doing here was not really thinking while I was just talking and putting things down. This actually is pointless, because that's two spaces for future warehouses that I can put here. I'm going to leave it as it is right now, just because it's easier to guarantee this guy's going to walk around where I need him, and in fact that should actually probably be closed off. And we're just going to go ahead and eliminate that altogether, since I know I will not want them. There we go. And we'll just go ahead and close that off too. So as I build warehouses out here, I've got plenty of spaces, but I really do... Okay, I better stop, otherwise we're going to miss out on a bunch of stuff. I really do think that we're going to need to have a lot of stuff central to this. And I do want to have a lot of these agoras lining around. So we're going to have several neighborhoods branching off of this that I think is going to be pretty good. First thing, actually, before we get started on making the food, I just wanted to see where that's going to line up. Okay. Well, see, so what I was hoping here, as I was looking at this for the recording, if I had managed to fill that gap properly, this would have been touching the road for this housing block as well. We could have shared infirmaries, is kind of what I was getting at, because I don't really want to be going over a huge amount of extra buildings if I can help it. So anyway, we need to get started on some food. If I grow my own onions right now, it's going to take a while before they can build up, so I should probably see where all my coastline spots are going to be. Potentially down here will have to be a few, because I do want to have basically a docks area. Since all of our trading is going to be via pier, we'll probably want to sort of centralize a lot of that here. How much does that hang off? Is that a half and half? So it does only take up one. So what I could do, actually, is make this kind of awkward thing where I've got a pier, and then leave a gap so that there's a road running to it, and have an urchin key right there between them. Although that wouldn't really work, would it? And it would create very awkward space for the walkers to go down their road, so that's actually not a good idea. It's actually a better idea to have a road going behind all of them, and then you just have those weird little spaces in between. But I do also need to remember to leave myself room for a bridge. I guess I could connect it here. That connects, and I'm not able to use that part of the coast, so that'll actually be pretty good. But now, if I actually look at this, and maybe you can't turn off individual buildings in this one, can you? So if I do that one there, it goes right there, and then this one. Okay, so I can get 3 along there, and then if I need more, I can. It looks like I'll get 2 on that side, 3 on this side. Okay, so basically we have enough room, and I can just create an L-shaped loop, and that'll be enough. But what I was looking at for that purpose was to see if I had extra space, because then I could put one of these over here, not one of these, one of these over here, kind of tucked in. Otherwise, I guess it's going to have to go here, and that might be okay. We do have a spot there, and you can walk all the way over to here. I guess I do have some spots here as well, but they're going to be outside of the town most likely, because I'm probably going to want to have the gate. I mean, I guess I could put the gate up along here, up along the mountain, using this as sort of a natural barrier. That might actually prevent me from having to build an extra wall here, because otherwise I would have to build the wall up and around the hill as an enclosure. What does that take? Do we have access to walls right now? Yes, we do. Okay, so they're only 1 square, so I could do that. I could actually I mean, really, I could bring it all the way there, because there's no... I better actually check and make sure there's no other way up for any invading armies. Now, I don't know why I'm worried so much about this, honestly, because I don't plan to do a lot of battles. I'm probably going to do the usual thing and pay them off as I can. But for the purposes of building a city, if I were to do a thing such as that, I'd of course want to make that defensible and realistic. So I'm gonna want the docks kept within some walls, I would imagine. Probably put a... So I'm gonna have to move that road a little bit over, otherwise the gatehouse is going to be strangely over here, which is actually something that's doable, because then it kind of acts as a sealing off point. So that's actually fine, because it was in line of this. Yeah, so never mind. Anyway, food. We need to get on food. So we'll just do an initial one here, and I guess I'm probably going to end up doing these sporadically all over the place then, rather than side by side, and that kind of helps in one aspect, that it's not going to look terribly uniform, but at the same time it means I'm going to have walkers everywhere to ensure that they are being looked after. I guess we'll just do a temporary road up here just so that they can actually access this and get to it. It's kind of a waste. I imagine this city is going to be under constant revision regarding the roads and all that, because I will, in fact, want to make it look connected and a little bit better off. So, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do with this. I guess I'll just end up having a guy hanging out there. Now, I could actually put a stop point there. Actually, that's probably a better idea, because otherwise the distance is going to be long. I could just temporarily put one in the middle. Yeah, let's do that. We'll put that here, and then we'll put... what? A storehouse can take this, right? Plus it's cheaper by half. So we'll do kind of a halfway point here. Get rid of everything. It will accept. It cannot accept. So, okay, in this game it has to be... I'm thinking of Emperor, I guess. So I only get half my stuff back, which is kind of lame. I'm pretty sure in Emperor you can set a warehouse to get whatever you want. This one separates it by food. So that's kind of lame. We'll take Urchin. We will get Urchin. And we're going to want to do 16, because we're going to want it to have both. Wheat is not something I can grow, and it's not something that is going to be good for me just yet. So let's have this go. It's not going to be good for me or useful to me because I don't have horses, which is the only other thing I need wheat for. I just want to see how far this guy goes. He almost goes all the way, which is interesting. So he goes right about here. So if I had a big building here, such as, say, a warehouse, this guy would hit it. So we pretty much have all coverage down that road. Unfortunately, right there is probably where I'm going to start building the administrative center. Or more in line with the sandbar here. The beach. It'll be off-centered to the Agora, but that's okay, because we kind of have to force a little bit of asymmetry in this game. Okay, so it's time to do our farming over here, because I think we still got plenty of people. Well, we don't really. So basically, these guys need food first. Yes. So with what I have remaining of my... let's not build that. I'm going to wait until we actually have a little bit of a stockpile. And it does not appear that this is working as I had intended. See, now this should be getting, and this should be accepting. So that means that food should always travel to the getting. So why is that not happening? Let's speed this up to 100. It's really weird how 190 are just so incredibly different.
Worship me, and fruits of the vine will burst forth.
Well, the god animation speed is still not changed. Okay, well this is not good because that's not working as intended, which might actually be a little bit harder then for me to get what I need. Like a lot harder. What, I wonder if there's a radius or something. Alright, well this is going to have to be emptied then. Which is now going to get over to here. So, interesting. I guess that means that these guys deliver. They don't get. Which still doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because it should still empty into a get. And what I mean by it doesn't get is that there's not one that comes from here to travel up there to bring it back. It's always outgoing. Which, yeah, it's kind of harmful for me actually. So we may. Now, can I think I can build road through here. I can. Cool. In that case, we may need that in order to justify. Yeah. We don't have any philosophers. We're not going to be making any games for a while. Okay, so this is awkward now. What would benefit me here is really having this guy just go along here for the trade routes down the dock, and really until I get over here. See, now here's the thing: I could make farms across this. I could make a lot of things across this, and actually double down on having a little bit of urchin gathering over there. But, because this is kind of far. This is out of the way. And I did say I was going to try and make that the growers, but this is where the growers should be, right? Because this is where I want to put down Athena and Demeter. And it was pointed out to me, and I'd completely forgotten about this, or maybe Dionysus. Because Demeter's not going to be very good for me because she does the crop stuff. So she's only good for onions. Whereas Athena is good for oil, Dionysus is good for wine. But it was pointed out to me that all the temples do actually provide things. So Athena provides her own grove. Dionysus provides a grove. Hephaestus and Hades also provide their ore loads. So actually, it'd probably be good to just have these three, or these four, right here as my temples, because now I can provide myself with bronze, now I can provide myself with silver. Problem being that these are even larger than the other ones, so I really wouldn't be able to double down on this at all. Maybe Hephaestus can actually go over here now since I have someone who can actually be on this. That's good. So I guess this will be the Hill of Dionysus, since he's the only one that will be able to fit. Yep, once I get rid of those trees. Which kind of sucks because he's going to be very far away when he appears. He's going to be very far away from the vineyards and all of that, so he won't be able to bless it, which kind of defeats the whole point of having him in the first place, except for the fact that he also has the added benefit of preventing unrest. So we can always get a blessing from him and he'll provide us with wine, but he will also help with unrest, which is important because, like I said last episode, I do want to actually have a disparity, an economic disparity in the housing. And I do think that actually does increase unrest. I don't know actually if unrest on beginner is even a thing. If it is, it accumulates very slowly, and I've never had to deal with it before. So putting Hades over here, as I said, really stymies my real estate upon the hill here, because Athena, well, she can go here. She's going to be covering a lot of meadow, but she can fit. In fact, actually, she would be able to fit right beside the place and still have a lot of meadow. So, yeah, actually, my growing... Now, is there a way up here? Okay. So, yeah, my growing actually appears like it'll be here. And I did kind of want my onion stuff over here, just because it would allow me to actually seal it into the city. What I would put over here... excuse me. What I would put over here, I'm not really sure. It can, I believe, still be invaded, but it wouldn't be walled in. Which, you know, it might actually be an okay thing, because then I can put my farms here, and... that kind of would be sort of the rural, out-of-town area. Okay. See, I don't like that this doesn't work, but I think what we're going to do instead, and boy, do I miss modern game design where I could just pick this up and move it over. I think we'll just kind of move this over here, and it will bring in all of the onions and urchins from over here. That's really unfortunate that it won't fit right here. But that's okay. Except I don't really want it to do that because, like I said, I'm going to want these piers. So that pier line goes right in line with the corner part of this. Yeah, okay. And so what does this line up with then? This, interestingly, lines up with that. How serendipitous. Did not intend for that to be a thing. So I'll put this right here instead. We'll get rid of that. And this will be just an acceptor of all things, because I don't really have a choice. So we will block that off. And I can always make changes again if I do my thing here where I'm going to have a loop. Four, because like I said, we're only going to get 3 here, right? So we're not going to be able to make the 4 on this side. So I will either have to, well, I'll just have to have one on this side. I'll have to have one on this side anyway because I'm going to have farms over there. So we're probably going to need our own separate dude anyhow. Alright. So let's get this going here. And I'm going to need to be making some money. Not super soon because I'm still okay. But, are we sure about that? Maybe I should just put these down now. I don't have the people to do that. Okay. I mean, I could even fit that here, which would make less travel time to get to here. But again, and could these actually... We could actually fit a couple side by side even. Plus what looks to be... Nope. Okay. Well, otherwise that's completely wasted space, and if I ever, and I don't know what happens during the, well, I don't know where my colony is going to be, actually, do I? Maybe I should wait. Okay, let's just get this done now. Well, first I need people. We are out of people. So let's go ahead and just let this run for a bit, and it is going to, well, she wasn't there right yet to take it, but in the next batch, I imagine. Yeah, it'll get taken over here. This one is coming down here, and so now, with the few remaining people I have got, we're going to put in a food vendor. One person unemployed. Has all the urchins, and this is of course not sustainable as it is now. Once these build up to the next level, what do they need next? Culture. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that just yet. We can maintain people at the level of shack as opposed to hut. And I probably will want to be putting this down as soon as possible. But this now gives me 136 people. So that should be pretty good. And like I said, I'll be wanting to put down the actual palace, get that all walled up and ready to go, so I can begin collecting taxes, because I'm going to need some money somehow, somewhere. I do not have anything. Well, actually, we should probably look. So my trading partner at Thebes will buy marble and sculpture, useless to me right now. Except I could actually begin that, because it sells fleece, which is what I'm going to need to get to a hovel. My Sine just buys wood and bronze, which good, because I have access to both, or will have access to both. Not so much with the bronze, in fact, I probably won't be doing much of an export with that. Depends on what the colony provides, but bronze is going to be pretty valuable to me when I only have 2 loads. It's going to be useful for pretty much all my sculpture, and then, of course, my statuary. Armor. Armor and wine, that's not useful yet. We'll sell wheat for my horses. Okay. Gnosis needs grapes. I could provide that. I could actually provide that now, but that would only be creating jobs for an export industry. Not a bad idea, but when you can double down on something that you can sell and buy at the same time, that's a far better choice, although Gnosis has more money, which I think means A, they'll buy more, and I'm not sure if that affects price. And then this buys fleece, which I can't do anything, and it sells stuff. So Phoenicia is not super useful to me, because other people do sell armor and have a far easier, except Gnosis is a rival, which I don't have a trading... Okay. So Thebes it is. We'll have to begin a marble industry first. Boy, that's going to be a pain, because it's clear across the damn map to get to it. But we can do it. And that'll actually be pretty good for what it provides me. It'll allow me to have some things. My Sene needs wood. I mean, I could do that. In fact, I probably should. I'm definitely going to need to keep relations with those people. I could utilize this wood. Just put a couple woodcutters up here. What are we looking at for 37 people? Okay. And I don't know how much a pier, excuse me. Takes 24 people? Yeah, 24 people. Okay, so we'll get that, and then, I mean, I guess I could do my Sine. My Sine just wants wood, straight up, right? So that's actually probably a good thing for my export industry. That would actually be very simple to do with wood literally right here. And then, of course, outside the city gates, or what will be outside the city gates. So it's not too difficult to get that going either. So I'm going to go ahead and basically get those two together. I am going to... I probably actually should not have put this down just yet. Just because this will be my easier thing to get, and I can't really... Well, no, because I'll need the fleece. Okay. This is the problem with having multiple lines of thought going at the same time, is that...
I am Demeter. Worship me, and fertile fields will stretch out before you.
Is that I can see the end goal of what I'm going for, and then I forget that I have to go through the steps to get there. What could be better than having your people well fed? Okay, so we've got a bunch of useless people now sitting there, but we've got 44 yet to come in. Okay, unemployment is at 13%. It's time to work on this. So, where do I want this to go? I suppose we should probably just see the extremity of my onion farm, which would be there, and that means that I could then put a road right above it. Now, if I drag that all the way down, I could still put a road behind, which doesn't do me any good, except that it could allow me to have access to a few flat spots for urchin stuff. These don't have...
Everything they could to find work. Now they just sit around waiting for someone to hand them a job on a silver platter.
Pherisipus is being ornery. I'm about to create many jobs. Put a couple onion farms because it'll take a while. And this will be the road. I missed the opportunity to make a joke that Pherisipus was being a sourpuss. Okay, so let's put a roadblock here, and in fact I don't even need the roadblock at all, except that it gives me an access to the woods, because if I just block this off with farms, it's going to be a bit of an issue. So, let's... Sorry. I'm going to need to do that, and then I'm guessing I'm going to need to do... What exactly? Because where do I want... I probably want to put this at the end of this road. Alternatively, I could put a roadblock here and have the walker go this way. That's okay too, actually, because this will probably loop back on itself to get to the farms. So I'll have to have one on this end, because I doubt he's going to be able to walk that far. Okay, we'll do that. Not you. You. Right, not you, not there, because I'm going to need this empty spot. And I can actually put my pier right there. Perfect, this works out great. Okay, put that there, put that there. And then we now want to, well, we want to see how many people we're using, because I think these take a bit. 10 apiece, yes. More housing. Well, we can do that, because I'm going to have a lot of space. So, since this is larger now, instead of putting... Ooh, I like this, because instead of putting the infirmary right here, I can actually make better use of that with a theater. Because now the theater will do what I want, which is connect to this housing block, and that's okay, because if you actually look at this, the ratios between the training schools and the actual theaters is not 1-to-1. So actually doubling down on a theater, since this is a destination building, meaning that the training building people will walk to that building, having it central to these two housing blocks means that I can have walkers get to them as a destination on both sides. That's good. But now I need to think about where I'm putting the actual infirmary. We're not there yet, because hygiene is still apparently pretty good. They ate well, but they had no access to healers. Hazards are non-existent because we've got that going pretty well, and unrest is non-existent, so that's good. Everything's still going pretty well. Cool. So let's go ahead and say, maybe just on this side we'll put a row of houses. And maybe we can connect to the next neighborhood over via a hidden road here or something. Or maybe I can even actually have something hanging out on that side. I don't know. I need to, since I'm going to actually make this look like a sprawl and have it go all over the place, I'm going to need to leave myself little things like this so I can actually branch off to other blocks, because they're going to be small-ish, kind of like this, and they're going to need places to go, to have them branch off. So, I guess we'll go there, like that, and just add several more houses. That'll be pretty good. I don't know that it will be pretty good for the food, because obviously we're already eating all the food that we've got. And, okay, so they got 13. How can I just want to see what their food... Get out of there. I want to see what their food... Yeah, okay, well, obviously they don't have any. They just got put down. Yeah, but how much food? It says they're okay for food, but they really don't have a lot. Alright. Well, I think that'll be good for now. Obviously, we will need to be putting down probably another urchin guy. And I should probably see how far this guy can walk to get out there. I really wish we did have access to another spot that was actually decent and doable, because that's not going to work. I'm going to completely seal that off. I'm not going to be able to get to it. But I could put it here and just have this loop go out, because then it would be close to the city gates, which means I would push my city gates out, but like as soon as you walk in, you'd walk right by a stinky fishmonger. Not super impressive, especially when you're trying to make this a dock area, but, you know, whatever. We don't really, we can't really be beggars in the layout for this. Oh, and I didn't think about the triremes. Be kind of impressive to walk right by triremes, but, we're not going to get a good spot. Ooh, right there. Alright. We might have some military wharfs going on out here along the side, which is actually good because they've got access to wood, which, like I said, was actually something I need to put in here. But we won't do that now. I'm going to end this one here, and I will see you next time.